All right, thanks for joining. Just got off the practice field. Obviously, a lot of guys hurting today in this facility. Tough night last night. SEC battle and a physical football game, and like we knew it would be. Really proud of our guys' effort and the physicality they played with for the most part. Kentucky's got a good football team. There's a defeated and have two SEC East wins now under their belt, and they did things they were supposed to do to win the football game. It's frustrating from our standpoint because we're really, really close in a lot of ways, and got to continue to build on those. You can say this about any game, but you look at 4 or 5 plays on offense, defense, and special teams that if they go a different way, we're sitting here feeling differently today. And but that's college football, and that's especially life in the SEC. The margin of error is very small. It's a thin line between winning and losing, and we obviously have to get better. We've got to start games faster and not get ourselves in a hole. We're a third of the way done with the season. We're 2-2, and there's a lot of teams across the country right now are 2-2, and these next 8 weeks, starting with this week against Troy, is going to be very critical. How we play the rest of the season, because I really believe we have a chance to be a really good football team if we continue to get better. Looking back on it, last night from a defensive standpoint, creating the turnovers was huge. Put our guys in position offensively. I think we had 3 drives that started in plus territory and got 0 points out of it offensively. Defensively, we created 3 turnovers and didn't turn the ball over ourselves. Offensively, we got to be able to capitalize on that. We were worried about Kentucky's explosive pass game going into the game, and rightfully so. They're one of the top teams in the country. We did a good job of keeping that in check. And, we just got to get better at stopping the run. That's been a big point of emphasis for us. And when a team runs for over 200 yards like they did last night, we've got to be better with particularly our just run fits and getting guys in the right gap and knocking people back. Offensively, we've got to be a lot better. Everybody understands that. We know that. It's tough when you only run 51 plays on offense, and 15 of them were 3rd or 4th down calls. So 15 of 51 plays, basically a third of the game on offense was 3rd or 4th down. We've got to, 1, be better on 3rd and 4th down, and 2, we got to execute better on 1st and 2nd down. And looking at how we continue to do that and got to get better. And credit, we got some guys with some really good individual efforts. What a game, or what a kick by White coming in there in a tough situation and making a career-long field goal for him in not an easy situation. He was awesome. So much respect for him and his mental and physical toughness. And then again, looking back at the decision making that I made last night after looking at everything from today, I would do the exact same thing again. Went for 2 4th downs, like I told you guys on the call last night. We weren't playing great on offense. Don't know how many more times we're going to be down in the red zone. We had manageable down and distances. We liked the play call. Both play calls, we had a chance to be successful. On the first one, we got to throw and catch and make that play. And on the second one, a good play by their defender on the pass to DK, but we've got a corner route coming wide open that's going to be a touchdown. And, Luke would love, obviously, hindsight being 20/20, you'd love to hang on to that ball a split second longer, but had DK open immediately in the flat and took it, but, had 2 good play calls. We just we didn't get it done, but there's so many times that I'm going to, punt or kick a field goal and put our defense back out on the field. They were starting to get, Kentucky was running the ball a little bit better on us as the game went on. And, it's no automatic that you're going to kick a field goal and then get a stop. And then that was my, with the onside kick or not onside kicking at the end, We had 2 minutes and 31 seconds left when they took over. We had 2 timeouts. So if you get a stop there, call your 2 timeouts on third down. They'll make a decision, either run it or throw it. If they run it and keep the clock moving, and you get them stopped, they're going to punt on fourth down, and you're going to have an opportunity to get the ball back, hopefully around midfield, and execute your 2-minute offense for a touchdown. There's no sure thing that you get an onside kick, and if you don't recover it, you use your timeouts, they pin you deep, and now you got to go 90-some yards. So, that's part of being a head football coach. You get second-guessed on decisions, but that was my rationale for all those decisions, and would do the exact same thing again from looking back at the video and talking it over with the coaching staff today. They weren't rash decisions. They were things that as the game's going on, you're thinking about the decision-making that's coming up, and those all 3 are things that we had planned before we got to it. So that's kind of where we are as a program. Got a big week this week against Troy. We got to get better. Critical week for us, and excited to see how our guys respond and get back out there on Saturday. Glad to answer any questions.
Hey, Shane, it's Dave. I apologize for the vagueness of this question, but after 4 games of the offense struggling, what has to be done to correct it? I mean, are there drastic changes in score and scheme and personnel, or do you maybe have to go over and help with play calling?
No, none of that. We got good coaches and we got good players. We got to execute better. We only ran 51 plays last night, and this may not be what people want to hear, but of the 51 plays that we called, a lot of them were some really, really, really good calls. We certainly have to put our guys in better situations and be good and smart about what we're calling, and then we've got to execute. And that's not on the players all the time. That's on us as coaches. How we're teaching and what we're running and things. So every week you look at everything, Dave, what you're doing each and every week and how to be better. It was the same after Eastern Illinois. It was the same after East Carolina and Georgia and now Kentucky. So there's a lot that we have to be better at. I don't think things are ever as bad as they seem or ever as good as they seem. They're somewhere in between. And right now we're not playing well offensively. But we're 4 games into it now, so we have a pretty good idea of where we are offensively, and we've just got to continue to emphasize the things that we do well and do what best fits our personnel.
Shane, it's Ben. Just on the running game, I think you guys are having like 85 yards a game the last 3. Just are you seeing something with the running backs? Is it the offensive line? Is it a collective thing? I guess what are you seeing with maybe why the run game hasn't clicked as well as you might like? And I guess what goes into maybe correcting or fixing or making it maybe a little more explosive going forward?
No, it's a multitude of things, and it is. I mean, that's the thing is it's not just one person. There's some plays last night that the first play of the game, if we get to we don't block we don't get to the front side linebacker, and if we block him, I'm not so sure we don't have a long run on the first play of the game. There's some runs where the wide receiver perimeter blocking has got to be better, where Luke ran the football and we got to be better blocking on the perimeter. There's plays where the tight ends are on the right person, but the strain to finish the block has got to be better, to finish plays. There's plays where we're in the gun and the footwork of the quarterback is not perfect, which therefore, makes the path of the running back get a little bit off, which makes a play not be as successful as it can be. One of the fourth downs when we handed the ball to Kevin, just his pace or tempo, hitting the hole was a little bit quick. We pulled a guard, and the guard got bumped off by the center, and Kevin was a little quick on the pace of the play and ran up in the hole, before the guard could get there. So it's just a host of things, and it starts with us as coaches and continuing to tune and hone in on the little things and giving us a chance to be successful. So I don't think it's scheme. We ran a lot of the same plays last night that South Carolina's offense ran last year, and we just got to continue. We got to continue to execute the plays that we want to call and coach up better what we're running.
Shane, this is Colin. I guess you mentioned the fact that you're 4 games in and you kind of know what you are offensively. Now that you've gotten to evaluate those 4 games, what do you feel like the strength of this offense is, and where do you feel like you need to get into the last 8?
I think we got a better idea of where we are, but we're still a work in progress. And Luke Doty started his first game of the season last night. It's his 3rd game ever in his career. Kevin Harris coming off summer surgery, Marshawn Lloyd coming off the ACL, and I'm not making excuses, Colin. It's just we're still a work in progress in a lot of ways. And yes, we did have a lot of returning pieces, and I expected us to be performing better than what we are right now. But we've just got to continue to work. I see playmakers on offense, and I look around that offense last night, and we got a lot of guys on offense that are talented football players. Josh Vann and Jalen Brooks and DK have really stepped up as receivers. It was good to see EJ catch a ball last night. It was good to see Nick Muse catch that ball over the middle and have an explosive pass. It was, we tried to target Jaheim, with what we were doing with him. Luke's an athletic quarterback that's continuing to get better. Our offensive line are some veteran guys that I know, will continue to lead us as the season goes on. So that's probably the biggest thing is I see weapons, and now we've got to continue to figure out how to get the ball to those guys.
Shane, Dave again. Anybody banged up seriously? Any injuries going forward?
No, not really. Came out of it pretty good. Zeb feels great. Could have played last night. Jalen Nichols and Carlin Splittell got a little bit of soreness from last night. We'll see how they progress as the week goes on, but nothing major and nobody that I'd sit here and say right now would be out this Saturday.
Shane, Tim Briner, wanted to ask, after you kind of watched the film, what did you kind of see on that double screen I sort of asked about last night, and also kind of how did you come away feeling about pass protection, through the course of last night?
Yeah, you got to help me, Ben, on what you're referring to as the double screen.
Luke, I think, faked a swing screen to his right to Juju and then came back with a throwback to Kevin Harris. I think it was a 1st and 20 after a hold.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, on our timing on screens has got to be better. That's something we talked about as a staff today, just working on the timing of the screens and the execution of it's got to improve, and really on that one, just the timing of everything. The timing was a little bit off. Kevin got out there, a little bit in front of or wider than the offensive lineman. So, you're making it hard on those linemen to make blocks on the perimeter when the running back is out there before those guys. So we've just got to, screens are one of those things. If you time it up, they're really, really good, and if you don't, they look really, really bad. And we're off there right now. We've got to get the timing better. And I'm sorry, Ben, what was your second question?
When you looked overall at the pass protection, how did you kind of come away feeling from it?
Okay. Not bad, not great. 50 for them is a load inside. He weighs 380 pounds, so he's certainly a load in the middle and got some good push. Mentally we got to be better across the board. We had some pass protection busts at the running back position. A couple times a linebacker came free that should have been accounted for. Juju got beat one time. It wasn't because of a execution or it wasn't because of an assignment. It was just poor technique. And we had a miscommunication one time where lineman heard one thing and it was actually another thing, and we just got to really continue to be better at that. Obviously, that can't happen, and we're gonna communicate at the line of scrimmage, and we've got to do a better job of executing and having everybody on the same page.
Thanks, Shane, Ben again. I know you guys are rotating a lot of backs at any given time, but I guess Marshawn only had one carry last night. I guess how are you guys kind of working through the stack of running backs? And I know you guys have tried to kind of ride Kevin a little bit more the last 2 weeks, but how are you guys kind of seeing that shake out, at least now through kind of 4 games?
Yeah, we've got to continue to look at that position and see who gives us the best chance to be successful. Marshawn has practiced well and wanted to get him more than one carry. When you're in a 2-minute mode, you're in a struggle to get some stuff done, and you only run 51 plays. It's hard to get a lot of those guys involved. I mean, Marshawn had 1 carry, Kevin had 12, and Juju had 5, and then you compare that to the 26 times and 9 times that Kentucky's top 2 running backs carried it. So we've got to continue to get our best guys the ball. They've got to continue to practice the right way and continue to hone in on who gives us the best chance to be successful. We've got to be better at the running back position in pass protection and running the ball, and the guys that continue to practice hard in practice and do that will be the ones that we play. So I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. Thanks.